Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Susan and it's wonderful to have you here, and I hope that you enjoy the hop today. So we have the Faithful Creating Bible Art Hop going on today. It's our first time. And we have 5 people in the hop, one of them being LindseyDecor. We have Crafty Candace. We have LP Redflower, who you would know is Linda, and Moss Cottage, who is Helen. So all of the links are below for the hop. So please hop on over to each of the channels and watch the videos and give them some love, and definitely subscribe. When I asked these ladies if they would like to be part of the hop, the theme of the hop is their favorite Bible verse. And I know for me, when somebody asks me what my favorite scripture verses are, I know immediately what my answer is. I immediately think of Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6, and here it is. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all of your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. Now at this point, I wanted to show you the products that I have pulled out to use. I probably almost always pull out way too much. So let me know, are you like me where you pull out way too much stuff? It's like there's no way all this stuff is going to fit on one little piece of paper. So let me know, are you like me and you do the same thing? Let me know. I want to take a minute to talk about the journal that I'm using. I deconstructed a Dilutions journal, the smaller journal, and I used these discs. It's the Create 365 disc bound system. It's used for all of the planners, but I've been using it for journals, and I love it because I get to pull out a piece of paper like I just did and work flat on my work area. So one of my favorites is this one right here. This is a traveler's notebook, and it's one of my Psalms traveler's notebooks, and I will put a playlist below. And I'm showing you here how I love to use project life cards. I must have 1,000 project life cards in this house, and it feels good to definitely use them up. But you can see all of my pages are very, very different in here. But that disc bound system, it allows me to pull the page out. And like I said, I can work flat on my table. And now I'm going to start on my background. I'm a mixed media artist. It's going to be more than one layer, I'm just saying. So get ready. I'm starting with the Spun Sugar Distress Paint. And I'm just getting that around the page. And now I want to use a stencil with this watering can, archival ink, and a makeup sponge. So I pull out this stencil of the roses, and again, I'm just building up my background. So I enjoy using the watering can ink because it's light. It's lighter in color. It's good for a background if you just want something that's not going to jump out. And so it's like, as opposed to using black, which would be, pretty bold. I don't want it to be bold. This is a background. I'm just, building up my background. And that's why I like to use that particular color. For the next layer, I'm going to use this heart stencil, and I continue working with my makeup sponge, and I'll go ahead and get some pink hearts down onto the page, because you can't not have hearts on this page. Right? Trust in the Lord with all of your heart. You have to have hearts. So I go ahead and get them down. And now I'm going to put a little bit on the verses that I printed out. It's just regular printer paper. I printed it on my printer, and I just wanted to make sure I got some on the whole white piece of paper because I didn't want it to be super white. And I am using a stamp here, and you don't really get to see this in the very end, but you can slightly. But I'll go ahead and show you. It's a pretty flower stamp. And again, the links to the products I'm using will be below if you want to check them out. And now I'm pulling out my main pieces that I know I want to get onto this page. So these letters will spell trust in the Lord. And, obviously the letters are like a little big, right? I mean, not that they're too big. It's just that they're going to take up half of the page. So there was no way I was going to be able to get the whole verse on with these letters, and I knew that. So that is why I actually printed it out on a piece of paper as well. At this point, I'm going to work on the bottom of the page. I knew I wanted that one die cut of the girl praying. And I kind of knew where I wanted the printout of the verses. And then I decided, oh my gosh, well, I don't want to cover up those hearts. My letters up on top were covering up the hearts, so I moved them over. And now I'm just, trying different things to make sure that I get everything in the place that I would like them. So I'm just trying the different die cuts. You know how it is, right? You'll know exactly when you get it the way that you like it. And in the end, I go back to the very first way that I had it. So you'll see. But I just keep trying. I knew because the letters up on top were dark and the rest of it was lighter in color. I mean, that's another reason why I brought in watering can. That ink, that archival ink, is because I couldn't have just pink on the page because of the colors of those letters. And now I'm adding a piece of washi on the bottom. And normally I would cut off the edges, but I had all of the letters and everything just kind of on the page, and I didn't want everything to fall off, so I just tucked it underneath. And I was satisfied with the placement of everything. And, I decided to just go ahead and get everything down. While I'm getting all of this glued down, I'd like to take this time to talk about the verses that I selected. Let me go ahead and read them again. So it's Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. And it reads, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths." So that is the New King James Version. When I go to read the Bible, my favorite translation is the New Living Translation. But you know what? I learned it from the New King James Version, and that's how I always say it. That's how I know it in my head. So I made sure that I pulled that version when I printed this out. So I've been saved for about 21 years now, and this was just one of the first pieces of scripture that just, I guess, spoke to me, right? I'm a new Christian. I know nothing, right? I know nothing. I did not grow up a Christian. And so when I read this, think about the words, right? I just grabbed onto this. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. I'm like, I'm all about that. Right? I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to lean on you, Lord, because you're going to help me out here. So that's why this is my favorite scripture. I do have, other scriptures, obviously, that are important to me, but this one is definitely my favorite. So I'm just finishing up, getting everything adhered down, and I was very happy with the placement. It was like that little leaf thing I just put down there with the leaves on it. It's like it was perfect because there's like a leaf missing, one of the leaves, and I didn't do that. And it was like, okay, that's perfect because now I can see the words. But now I've pulled out my Faber Castell Pitt pens, and I was using a narrow one first, one of the thinner ones, and I'm like, nope, that's not working. Let me pull out the big one. And this is one of the techniques I so enjoy doing. When you first put down a Pitt pen, you have a few seconds where you can go ahead and kind of smear it, right? And I have enjoyed doing this technique for many years now, and I still enjoy doing it. And not only does it give it a nice background, it helps it pop off the page, but when you're blending like this, it actually gets a little bit onto whatever it is you're blending around, right? Whatever you're outlining around, and it just kind of makes it more cohesive. It just does. To me, it's an effect that, I just really enjoy and use often. And even in my traveler's notebooks, so I have, I don't know, maybe 4 of them since last year that I've been working on. And I do a lot of the outlining around words like I'm doing now, and also around the die cuts and flowers, and whether there's a button or whatever's on my page. I do like to outline everything. And while I finish, go ahead and outlining these words with the pink pen, I just wanted to thank everybody for watching the videos and, following along and hopping along. And I am planning to do this either every other month or once a quarter, probably every other month. So definitely watch for, another hop coming probably in July. And you'll always see the name is called Faithful Creating Bible Art Hop. And this is the first hop. So I hope for many, many more to come. At this point, I slowed my camera down, and I'm going to hold it up close so that you can see the different layers and all of the different little techniques that I did. I would love for you to write in the comments below what your favorite Bible verse is. And I look forward to reading those, and let me know if you have any questions about anything at all, whether it's a question about the Bible or faith or anything that you have on your mind. And I would be so appreciative if you'd go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I put videos out every week, and go ahead and hit that like button. And here are some photos for you to see. And I pray that you have a blessed week. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye, everyone.